Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to my channel. This is my channel about my meanderings in life and different randomness that's happening every single week. Anyways, so I am wearing pink because I am going out to brunch with my group of friends, and it is kind of like our little Valentine's thing, tradition type, and each of us are wearing pink, and we're gonna probably post like a cutesy little, photo on Instagram, you know? Anyways, guys, so that is why I am wearing a pink shirt. Not that that matters, but it's around Valentine's Day, so I figured it just fit the mood. Anyways, so for this week's video, I decided to do a storytime video because my life is not dull and there's just thousands of odd, weird, crazy things that happen to me and I cannot make this up. I am part of the Can't Win Club, which maybe I'll explain in a further video. Let me know. This story will take us back, a real throwback, to when I was in high school, and I figured I'd be a little interactive with you guys and film pretty much where the stuff had happened and be a little more interactive with y'all. I had asked the person that has to do with this story if I can use their name because, of course, I want to be respectful to that person. I respect their privacy, so I had asked them and they gave me the full permission to say their first name. Thanks, Jamie. So let's go ahead. All right, so where do I begin? If I'm not mistaken, I think the year was like 2011, 2012. So I was 16, 17 at the time. And back in high school, I had this large friend group that we would always hang out at a local elementary school, which I'm currently filming in the parking lot. So all goes back to this elementary school, I guess. And we would just hang out at our friend's house who lives across the street, hang out at the school. And then at the time now it's doctor's offices, but at the time it was an abandoned dentist office. So we would just hang out all night. It was nice because there was no cops that came and we were able to do, teenager things over there. And yeah, so that I'm setting the mood, guys. This is all going to follow up and this is all going to make sense in the future. We are taking it back to my local Starbucks. It was probably about 9 p.m. It was the dead of winter, so it was cold out. And my best friend at the time, Jamie, and we were just hanging out, grabbing our drinks, staying warm, because I am actually amused with ourselves because nowadays when it's just a tad cold, I shiver and I'm like, it's cold. I don't know how we managed to stay outside in the dead of winter in like 20, 30 degree weather. I don't know, the teenage body is a crazy thing. Anyways, I'm digressing here. So I apologize in the future that I just keep on going off track. So let's take it back and go back on track. My friend Jamie and we were at Starbucks hanging out, this and that. It was towards the end of the night. And this person was in Starbucks and they were just sitting in the corner. We didn't think anything of it at the time. We thought this person was another patron hanging out. Towards the end of the night when Starbucks was closing, we were like, okay, we're gonna go and walk up to our friend's house, who's like a 10-minute walk. My friend Jamie's mom is gonna go pick us up and get some Taco Bell because Taco Bell is life. So we were excited about that. Anyways, so we walk out of Starbucks. We don't think anything of it. And I would say probably about 2 minutes later. So the first road that we're walking up is a main road in my hometown. And we're walking up this road and we just passed the shopping center. So we left the shopping center where the Starbucks was and we're walking up, we cross the street. And at this point, there is, on the left side of the road, if you're going north, there is a preschool, a Catholic preschool that is on the left-hand side. So at this point, my friend and I were just, hanging out, BSing, listening to music, doing what reckless teenagers do. And instantaneously, I had this weird aura and chill down my spine because I was like, is something following us? So I'm like to my friend Jamie, I'm like, is something following us? And she's like, not that I think, but I mean, look behind, like, let's look. So both of us decided to turn back and we saw this woman, that person who was sitting in the corner with a roller luggage. And I'm telling you guys, I'm not making this up. It actually happened to us. this woman with her little roller luggage. All we heard behind us, like it just started on the asphalt. You hear the boom, 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 boom of her of her little roller luggage. So Jamie and I are like, what is this woman doing? So at first, you know, our antennas were going off, but we weren't too alarmed because we were like, maybe this girl is a local resident as well. Maybe they're walking back home. And yeah, so we continue our way up. At this point, we walk past the preschool, and on our left-hand side, there's like this little forest area, this and that, and we have our public library that comes up after. So to get to our friend's house, you have to go through the library, and then you're in back of the elementary school, because the library and the elementary school are... I'm sorry, guys. There was somebody with small peen energy just, you know, revving their engines, passing by. So I had to start again. So anyways, to finish off my story, the school and the library are behind each other, and you have to go through like a little thicket to get through to get to the front of the school. So anyways, we get to the library and we start walking on the sidewalk to get around the parking lot and to the back of the school. About not even a minute later, we hear the little roller things. We hear the little luggage going. And I'm hearing ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum. I'm like, Jamie, what the hell is going on? I don't know what's going on. And she's like, just keep on walking, just keep on walking. So her and I are like scared because we're two teenagers out in the middle of the night. We don't know what's gonna happen. So this woman is just walking through, following us. So we're starting to get a little, like, even more worried, and we're like, okay, this is a true testament. If this woman is gonna go through the thicket with us, following us, then we know for a fact that this woman's coming after us. This woman is chasing after us. As you guys can see, this is the thicket I'm talking about. So it's kind of the barrier between the library and the school. So Jamie and I are walking, and we hear the luggage stop. So we're like, oh, thank God, like, she stopped following us. Maybe she's away, she went another way, this and that. We turn around, and it's just a sound. No sound is made because at this point we're on grass, and the woman's luggage wheels are rolling on the grass. So we're like, what is going on? Like, why are you following us? So at this point, we're starting to pick up our pace a little bit, and we're starting to be like, okay, we got to get back. We got to get back to our friend's house. We have to wait for Jamie's mom to pick us up. And sure enough, like, if this woman comes close, we got to put our defense up, and we got to do what we can to protect ourselves. So anyways, we get off the grass, and now we're at the front of the school, and we hear the luggage rolling again. And we're like, oh my God, this is going to be our last day. We're like, oh Dios mío, like, what are we doing? Like, what is going on? So now the woman is at the front of the school, and she is still behind us. And now we're waiting to cross the road, because now the other road with the school on it is even a busier road. So we're waiting for cars to pass, and we run across, crossing the road. And at this point, we are on our friend's block. So it's her house on one side, and then you have the abandoned dentist office across the street from her. It was determined that we were going to wait at the dentist office for her to pick us up, Jamie's mom. And we decided to be like, okay, what are we going to do? What's our first fight or flight instinct? What are we doing? Because this woman is clearly following us. She's now at this point crossing the street, following us. Jamie and I, we decided to, so with these buildings, there's two office buildings. So once at the time was the abandoned dentist, and then another one was a currently active dentist. We went around the far side where the open dentist was, which, as I am showing you, I'll show you guys in video, that we looped around and we hid. We're like, okay, we ran. She can't see us. She can't find us. Like, she don't know where we are. We hear the rolling, and then we hear it stop. And we're like, okay, did we lose her? Not even a minute later, this woman comes through the middle of the two buildings. I kid you not. And she's walking towards us, and we're like, God, this is going to be our last day. Rest in peace. Like, what are we doing? So anyways, this woman walks up to us, and she just stares. And we're like, okay. So anyways, we're like, hello. And she's like, hello. And I'm like, how are you? And she's like, I'm good. And what's it called? So I then had the courage and I was like, what's your name? And at this point, her southern accent came out, and I'm not going to do it because I don't want to offend anybody. She's like, my name is Tanya and I'm from Houston, Texas. And I took a train up here, visiting family, and she was just pretty much telling us her life story about how she came, and I was like, okay, like, why are you following us? And she's like, oh, I was just seeing, what you guys were up to, and if you guys had any ideas on shelters or something like that. And we were like, no. So this woman is staring at us. Jamie and I are trying to process the situation right now. We keep an eye out. We don't know if this woman is going to be coming out with like something out of her luggage. So at this point, we loop around the front. She's following us, and we just sit on the abandoned dentist steps waiting for something. Because at this point, this woman is going to continuously follow us. I would say probably about 10 to 15 minutes later, my friend's mom, Jamie's mom, comes and grabs us. And then Tanya gets up. We're like, oh, it's so nice to meet you. She's like, okay. And she gets up, and I don't know in what mind, like, does she think that we were going to take her in for the night? Because she was approaching the car, and we were like, okay, goodbye. And we shut the van doors quiet, and we were just telling Jamie's mom, like, everything. We were like, what is going on? Like, anyways, the next day, something like that, I was with my mom, and we were in her car, and she was driving, and I saw in the Starbucks window that Tanya was sitting there. And we were like, okay, maybe she found somewhere to stay. She fronted the night, whatever. And the next day after that, we got a really severe blizzard. And then from there on out, we haven't seen Tanya. I don't know what happened with her. Haven't seen her since. Guys, that was a very entertaining story. I would seem to think so. But this is one of my many segments of I Can't Win. And all, like, this stuff only happens to me. If there is a crazy similar experience that you guys had, let me know in the comments section. I would love to hear your crazy stories. Maybe I'm not the only one who goes through this, because, we have to stick together as a family. And I'm always open to hearing whatever you guys have to say. So with that being said, please like, comment, subscribe. All right, guys, take care. Have a great week, and I will see you next Wednesday. Bye.